Oh, yeah. Bless and love, my lords. Welcome to another PunksTalk powered by Red Lion. I'm joined here by another punk today. I'm super excited to meet BTNK. How are you doing, sir? How are
How's
you?
it? Nice to hear your voice again after Paris. Yeah, doing great. I just came in from a different meeting from my day job, so I didn't really have time to prepare. Hope things go smooth.
Oh, same here. We just stop one meeting and start the next. There is barely enough time to tweet in
Yeah.
between. It's crazy. So, thank you for coming to the show. It was great meeting you in Paris. Let's start breaking the ice a little bit with the audience with your punk story. So, how did you get to buy your punk or claim your punk? What is the story behind your punk?
Yeah, the story. So I've been in crypto space, say 13, but I only bought say into Bitcoin in 17. And so I was trading crypto, doing different things. And what news broke that the alien punk with a purple cap sold for I think 700,000 in January 21. And I remember being on the slopes, snowboarding, reading this article, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I knew about NFTs, but I haven't bought one yet. And that evening, I went home and bought a punk. And I thought the trait was to have a purple cap, but it turns out the alien is actually the real added value. So that was my first NFT I bought. And I actually have a video of it. I can post it later of where I'm sort of doing the transactions. I have a glass of wine and the transaction is pending. And as I scroll down, the transaction actually finishes. And you can hear my voice. I'm not really sure what I did there. Yeah.
Wow, so many questions. What was your entry price, first of all?
I bought this punk for 6 ETH. So it was about 8,000 at the time.
6.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very nice, man. Very nice entry price. And you said you were on the slopes. Which mountain?
I'm not sure. I stay in Switzerland. I'm not. I think I was in Larks that day. Yeah.
Mm. Switzerland is fucking amazing, man. But
Okay, good. So we can swear
so
here. That's good.
expensive.
Good.
You guys are all fucking millionaires, you know. You can afford to live there. Do you know how we commoners do Switzerland? We go to Cervinia and we ski on the Swiss side, but live on Cervinia.
No, it's yeah, it's I'm originally from South Africa, so I know the difference in cultures or the difference in so salaries. I was an engineer, so as I came to
Mm.
Switzerland, I was doing odd jobs like gardening, and my salary was 5 times that of a engineer in South Africa. So I can relate.
Yeah. South Africa is the other extreme, man. It's absolute fucking chaos. I have worked with a lot of South
Okay.
Africans in my career. Yes, like South Africans are the people who were the most the majority in the yachting industry.
Yes,
So you
true,
had to
true.
work. You have to
Yes.
work with a lot of them.
It,
Very, very
yeah.
interesting
Yeah,
country
yeah,
and the people that come out of the crazy
yeah.
motherfuckers.
The yachting industry is a loophole for those that don't have
Mm.
a passport which is recognized in Europe or, say, countries where the currency is better.
Mm. So yeah, that's why there's a lot of them. Some of them are really nice and professional. Some of them are absolute animals,
Loose
man.
cannons, yeah. Most of them are loose cannons.
Yeah, loose cannons. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Crazy, crazy. But I've met some insane
Yeah, yeah.
characters. Um, Anyway, so you got your punk in 2021, and since then, how did that purchase change your life, and how did you evolve in the space?
Well, I mean, I have a normal job. I still have a normal job, or say non-crypto related. And before buying the punk, I was in crypto and I did trade. So the money I acquired, or it was sort of fake internet money still. So I bought the punk for 8,000, but it wasn't real 8,000, which I put down. So I come with a background of leverage trading and just trying everything in crypto. And I know also being in 17 during the crash, that things don't always go up. So when NFTs started going up, I always had this back thought of, okay, you can 5x your sort of your returns, and then you got to pull out, always take profits, don't be too greedy. Obviously, after the punk, I bought a whole bunch of NFTs. I bought was the hash masks, and I bought a bored ape. And to be honest, I had way more hopes in the hash mask than the bored ape. I didn't really have any expectations for the bored ape. So when I bought it for 3 and sold it for 40, it was like a good trade in a sense. But now then, looking back, yeah, things went kind of hyperbolic in 2021, which even, I mean, yeah, it's insane how crazy things went in 21. And yeah, so I hope there will be another a turn of events. I think it's good to accumulate now. I would say in 22, I was very passive. I just I didn't buy and sell a lot of stuff. Maybe more sold and accumulated, sort of going into sort of like a bear or winter season preparation. But 21 was really crazy after the punk. I mean, just things went up and up, and yeah, crazy.
Man, in 2020, I was like into NFTs buying. I was like, yeah, NFTs will be
Yeah.
huge, but I never expected them to become huge in
No,
six
me
months
neither. Yeah, me neither.
from when I fucking found about them, or like 1 year later, and I was like, yeah, I have time. You see, we are posting about
Yeah.
NFTs. Nobody fucking cares. So there is plenty of time to have a lot of punks, and this I first need to focus to make money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the other way around. Do you think? But that wave of enthusiasm was because the masses were first finding out about this new technology, and they were like extremely, as we are today, noobish, I would say, and they couldn't differentiate a lot. So everybody was like FOMOing to everything. Do you think that we should see some similar like hype wave coming into the NFTs?
Um, Not. I don't think now. I think the hype is dead for now. I don't know even if it will come back. Um, like my experience is, we need to be in a situation where you don't dare to say the word NFTs amongst your friends and family, and we haven't reached that yet. So for me, it's um, the hype was, and I don't think it's coming back. There'll definitely be a new hype. Um, there'll be, and I don't know what that is, but there'll be some sort of new technology with maybe NFTs involved in it, but it will be like a new hype. And I don't know what that new hype is. Probably gaming, or I don't know. But
Well, taking a page from the
yeah, exactly.
ICOs and the way they played
Yeah,
out, they all
yeah,
evaporated, and
exactly.
then there was a new wave of cool projects that add value, DeFi projects and other types of projects that people appreciated and actually bought, and that was the, let's say, the new wave of like enthusiasm, shitcoin
Yes,
enthusiasm,
yeah.
maybe altcoin to to sanitize it.
Yes.
Uh, Big shout out, guys. Thank you for listening. Son Boner, Barcella, Dudley, NFT Cutie, Omega, Sweet Potato, Rosie Beck, Nico Baiko. Cheers, guys. So, uh, the NFTs right now, the interest have like evaporated a little bit, but I think it will return with a fresh wave of quality
Yes.
projects and um, cool founders and in general cool people that do cool shit.
Yeah.
I think um, they will bring back the fire.
No, I think
Uh,
definitely it will.
mhm.
Obviously, having a punk, you can see the waves. It's like holding Bitcoin in a sense. But I think it's not so much important how cool the founders are or how cool or revolutionized the product is or how good the technology is. Is also a timing. And right now is not the timing, I think, to expect a crazy pump of any sort. You'll have in certain micro industries or sort of bubbles or communities, you'll have pumps. I mean, you see it now with those. What was that this week? The one that people and everyone's hyping about how it went to 1 ETH. No one knows the founder, so you always have these small little pumps. Yes,
Nakamigos.
exactly. Yeah, that's. I mean, you'll always have those pumps, and people will lose money, and it's not a long term hold. And sure, it's like leverage trading. You can always like scalpel the like the market, but you gotta have to be careful, I think.
Nakamigos look to me, man, like it was a project by someone who's not an artist.
Okay.
Like if someone had zero pixel knowledge and had to do like a pixel grid with humans, that's what it would look
Yeah.
like if people were wondering. But anyways, what artists and project make you excited?
Um, I like the historic NFTs. Maybe not autoglyph, but punks, definitely punks. All the art curated projects, things. Yeah, I don't know. Like I like historic, maybe people. Something I follow him a lot. I think he has quite significance. Just if you ask any non NFT person, they all know about that $69 million dollars sale that which was done. So I think that has like some value, but also some significance. I mean, uh, uh, doing an image every day is quite tedious. I think it can be quite daunting. I mean, I used to do graffiti, and as an art, or I'm not an artist, but like to turn
Mhm.
something out every day, it takes diligence, and 99% of people aren't that diligent. So
It's a great artist
yeah,
exercise if you want to progress as an
exactly. Yeah,
artist. It is a great, and also the Gazette that
yeah,
we are
exactly.
doing.
Yeah, yeah,
As I was saying to Dudley when he joined, I said, "Well, I think you're gonna be a better artist if we keep doing that." And like after 1 year, he was like, he was great to
yeah.
start with, but he was like eons
No,
ahead. And the same happened with Amal when he joined our
no,
project.
definitely. I mean, it's the rule of 10,000 hours. If
Mm.
you just do something and continue to do it diligently, day after day, or month after month, week after week, you're going to get better. It doesn't matter what it is. And definitely with a Gazette, you can see that as well.
Yeah, it is great one. Well, you mentioned the 69 million sale. I, to be honest, as I am a contrarian,
Yeah,
always, when I see that shit, I'm like, fuck, man, like, who cares about this shit? It like feels alien to
yeah,
me. But like after talking with so many people and so many punks, and this was like the
a turning
moment they
point.
joined, and this was, yeah, the turning point for them. I realized how important it is, and actually I was wrong about it, and these sales actually do matter, because they bring in people, maybe not people like me, but they do bring a lot of amazing people that are better than me. And yeah, man, I was wrong about that completely.
Yeah, I was wrong about many. I mean, NFTs is just in general, I think it's difficult to label yourself as an NFT expert, what we've seen the last 2 years.
Mm. But that's so frustrating because, like, the people I would take advice from and I talk to, and in general, I look up to, I think they are smart. Like, in general, everybody is so uncertain,
Exactly.
like, and that is a characteristic of like someone knowledgeable and like, but you see on Twitter and like on social media, like the most fucking brain dead people would rally up the most
Yeah.
attention.
No, definitely. And
And that would also go with the worst advice.
yeah, no, I mean, some principles. I think principles are more important than sort of being right all the time. You got to like have risk mitigation and know, okay, I can be wrong, and I'm not gonna, I'm gonna put my name out there. Calling things is dangerous. Is always dangerous. Even if you people charge for it, it's a dangerous place to be. It's not. I mean, people do it. It's not something I want to do. I like to talk about it, but I know I can be wrong, and so someone else can be wrong. So it's always good to have risk mitigation and always look at, I think, psychological behaviors or that pattern about the whole, um, the psychological trading graph, where it just goes into, fear, uncertainty, doubt, that whole capitulation, then hope, then all that. I think that is a good indicator.
For sure. And during 2022, do you have any coins maybe that you trade or any projects that
For
on the ERC20 side?
tw- in 20, you mean before the NFT?
No, in on ERC20 standard, like on shitcoins, not NFTs.
In 2020, I rallied through the whole DeFi summer. So all the DeFi protocols, was doing all the farming, all that. Um, Solana. I mean, I bought Solana so low, it was ridiculous. It would have been my best. Yeah, you take something, you 10x it or you 5x it, you pull it out. I mean, but in hindsight, it could have like 100x. But yeah, it's always easy in looking back. I mean, Aave, Polkadot were just some of the few in 2020. In 19, I accumulated just Bitcoin and ETH, and I think that's something that I'm doing now in 23. Everything else is, but yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Precog, nice to see you, man. Yeah, man, that hindsight game is not a healthy
No,
game
no, no, definitely,
for your
definitely
mind.
not. No,
I think about it a lot sometimes. Like, I'm like, it's impossible to hit all the
exactly.
tops
You will never.
and buy all the bottoms, and so you are like just opting in for a miserable daily life. If you expect yourself to always sell the top, and like when you don't do, you don't feel good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that is fucking horrendous, right? It's like going to the casino,
Yeah.
winning, and you're like, fuck, I could have won
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not a
that cannot end
it's not a
well.
healthy place to be in, but yeah, we've all been there.
Mm.
My
Yeah,
biggest
I mean, like,
regret was it was
mhm.
I think last year. It was the mutants pumped so much for this ape uh, announcement, the ApeCoin announcement. They were like 40 ETH, almost 40 ETH, and it was a Fidenza for 39 ETH, and I wanted to do it that day, and I was too late, and that's my biggest regret.
Oh, you got ApeCoin and you wanted to turn it into a
No,
Fidenza for the price at
I
the
was
time?
gonna sell my mutant and then buy a
Mm-hmm.
Fidenza.
Mm.
That didn't happen.
That would have been a nice
Yeah,
trade.
that was my biggest regret.
But it's okay, it
Yeah,
happens.
exactly. Yeah, we all have those stories.
Do you have any cool art blocks?
Yes. I don't know what they're called, or I have to go on my computer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but yeah, I've had some, and I have some still. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. I love art blocks. Um, What do you think the biggest challenge we are facing right now, besides the bear market? What do you think is the most worst case scenario for the NFTs? What scares you?
It's the liquidity or lack of liquidity. So, like I
Hmm.
was saying, the founders, the project isn't that important as the lack of liquidity. I mean, now Credit Suisse here is bankrupt, and you hear SVB is bankrupt, and I think it's going to go across the board, and it will terminate a lot of cool projects. And so I hope the people that are building have enough liquidity to sort of sustain this 1 2 year or whatever, how long it's going to be, to keep building, to have that cash flow to sort of pay for rent, pay for food, keep the project going, pay for salaries, or wages, whatever. So that's the fear. And I hope it doesn't burn us too much. But I think it definitely will still. But we'll see. I met some other punks, and people are always saying, you got to be building, building, building. And this one punk, he was telling me, no, always keep your day job. And that's what I've done. I have some sort of regrets with it as well. But it's a good sort of, so you can don't sell maybe an NFT or like something you actually want to hold. It's like the regret is like selling my punk because I have to pay for rent or for, I don't know, some bill that comes in, and that
Hmm.
uh, is damaging for the industry or for the space.
Hmm. But okay, selling a punk for a rent, that's not good. But selling a punk for a house,
Yeah, no,
that's all
yeah,
right.
no,
I
sure,
will I
go
will
for
sell
that.
a
Yeah,
punk.
yeah, no,
I will sell a punk for a house in Barcelona. I
yeah,
mean,
no, that'll be good.
let me invite Espresso on the
Yeah.
stage. How's it going, mate? Very nice to see you.
Hey, man, thanks for bringing me up. This is a really nice conversation. Really enjoying listening to you, Punk 8735. Good combo. I was just, I wanted to hop up because I wanted to mention one of my fears with the greater NFT market is just the existential threats to Ethereum um, at a macro level. I'm just wondering if you have any concerns about specifically NFTs, or is it any concerns over Ethereum as the actual blockchain with the store of provenance on there?
Um, yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I think it's highly unlikely, but if it does happen, then it's uh, has a high impact. So if you do like risk mitigation, you always do likeliness and what occurrence and severity. And I think it's a low occurrence, but a high severity. But yeah, put it in your risk model. Say, what if, like, should I have everything on the Ethereum blockchain? What if the Ethereum blockchain goes down? Am I going to be okay? Maybe there's going to be some sort of, there's so many smart people in the space that will fork something or give you sort of credibility on another chain. I don't know. That,
Fat punk thesis.
I don't know, but I would definitely not, like you say, put all your eggs in one basket.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
if ETH were to go down, and are you going to be okay, or are you going to be miserable and sulking and depressed? I think that's the question. So we can discuss hours if it's going to happen or not, and we can disagree or agree maybe. But I don't know. I really don't know.
What do you think, Espresso? Why do you think there is a danger towards Ethereum?
no, I think that's an extreme like an example.
Hmm.
I wasn't saying like completely go away. I don't think Ethereum or Bitcoin will ever go away, but just
Hmm.
with all these USDC and like CBDC currencies coming out, I wonder what's going to happen as far as like regulation goes and like the greater like crypto markets currently at large. So that was just kind of my thought.
Well, I think this is a very bullish case. Actually, on that regard, I have bookmarked an article, and I don't usually bookmark. It's called, let me find it. Uh, How Decentralization Dies, the Killer Concessions. Let me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Let me send it to Dudley, see if we can pin it so you don't have to wait for me to.
Actually, I had a question too for BTNK. I was just wondering, what are your priorities as far as what values or what value do you look at for in NFTs when you're looking for a project? Like, what are you looking for in any project?
I'm not looking. How can I say? I obviously like art or I don't like art. I do think I have a sort of artistic sort of sense, but I'm not using that as my main criteria. I tend to step a bit back and just see how things unfold. So I'm not going to go into a drop. Like I don't mint things. Like I don't.
As far as price action goes?
Yeah, like exactly, yeah, price actions and I mean, I'm not doing what I'm not collecting a whole bunch of art just because I like it. Um, I do tend to look on the sort of return side more than just collecting a bunch of
For sure, yeah.
NFTs. So it's yeah. I, I tend to just sit on the sideline. I sit on the sideline and let them play, like sort of, and then come on as a substitute, and then sort of make a move then, because then people are tired, the hype has died down, the excitement has died down, everyone's kind of like in the sort of equilibrium, and then you can make I think a much better decision than to go on this whitelist, be in that Discord, mint the thing, time it by an hour wrong, and then you made a loss, but you still like the art, so.
Yeah, absolutely. What metrics do you typically use? Do you looking at Etherscan or just like some, how are you finding the stuff as it pops up?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if I still have it on my handle, but I don't like Discord, or I'm not in Discord. I see it like as if something is that great and it moves on to sort of Twitter, or it leaks onto Twitter. So I use Twitter as a sort of first knowledge. And obviously I'm late then, but I find that as a good filter. When NFTs started, I mean, I looked at the data, on-chain data on just the activity, and you could just see how each week, how each month NFTs has just increased. The same you can say now was controversial, but on the ordinals side of the growth which is happening there, just on the amount of inscriptions that are being done, is now like 1 million. So data is key, but also I think more, the data is not going to give you a green or red. You're going to have to go with gut feeling, and yeah.
Also, to come back to your previous question, I pinned up the article there. So I invite everybody to read it, man, because this was the first article I ever read. I read it in 2022. It was published in 2019. So I was a little bit late, but that was the first article that made a good case for me that I'm pro crypto, so against crypto, So it brings a parallel about like the protest and concessions and how industries that were disrupted through like piracy or some kind of digital protest, they reached a concession, which, for example, in the music industry was like the protest was the Napster and the piracy, and a concession was all the streaming services that we have now. That with just $8 a month, you have like all the music you could ever dream of. So yeah, I invite everybody to read about it. It's an amazing article.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at it now.
Super interesting, and it brings many parallels. It was published in 2019, but yeah, when I find it, it was one of the few things I bookmarked because it stayed in my mind since forever, and that's why I was saying earlier that, as you said, if there is more stable coins and euro stable coins, I think that is going to pump the markets a lot. Having I'm not pro regulation, but having regulation and not being criminals anymore, it's gonna be really good. The question is, how will this be done? How effectively? Yeah, how many rights will be abused? We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, but also just to the article is there's a certain way we interact in the world and how certain things are done, and you couldn't imagine it being different. It's like that article you put now is, of course, you had to own your music. You know, you were proud to buy this album and go to the record store and do that. And the generation now can't even think. It's like, why would you buy a record and keep a CD in your house or record? That's dumb. Like, that's only a handful of records you can have. I want all of it. And what's special about owning it?
Well, the vinyl music industry has been rising steadily since 2020.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
But no, but
which
it
is a
died. No, but
paradox.
it died. It died, and now it's like
Mhm.
maybe coming back again.
Yeah, but on a different form. I'm imagining a lot of those social media artists, they make like limited releases of their albums and their biggest fans are buying it. And it's also another use case for music NFTs.
Yeah,
The artist can give it to the streaming service so you can enjoy the product, but if you want to own it, you can have it through an NFT, you can buy the record or with tickets to some concerts
yeah.
if they're
You
coming
you get sort
around
of
your
benefit. I
area.
think that's definitely gonna happen
Hmm.
in the future where you can have where the artist or the celebrity, whoever, he can see who are my sort of true fans, who are my sort of, and you can reward them sort of for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of projects also that are coming up to the surface now. We had yesterday Jackpot XYZ. There's also Huddling, as far as I know, who are doing engagement to earn
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some other perks or engagement to win, um, stuff like that. So I think that's also useful and it has a place in the space.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Starbucks rewards program now too on
Yeah.
Polygon,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest use cases I've seen recently.
Yeah. No, it's the same. In I think the Polygon thing is, we had a launch here in Switzerland on the post office. So I'm not in the scene, but we launched a physical digital stamp that you can use, and you got an NFT with it. And there were sort of advisors to them, a lot of advisors. They made a tender to, like, okay, we want to launch NFTs, and there were a lot of advisors, a lot of companies going like, okay, you got to do it on this chain, on that chain, and they launched it on the Polygon chain. I, I mean, I bought a whole bunch of physical stamps from a traditional stamp collector. That, I mean, he was my age, but he sort of inherited it from his dad, or he got into it because of his dad. And it was just interesting to see how it onboarded all these people, and the Polygon network, I mean, Ethereum with MetaMask was already complicated, and Polygon was even, it was just, it might have, it is the better solution for the system or for the rollout, but it was too complicated. It was too far for people to actually interact with a thing. So there has to be, to onboard all these people, like a user interface which is so simple that you don't even know Polygon is running in the background. And unfortunately, we didn't have that then. But things like that, like you said, with the Starbucks system, I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure it's pretty user friendly. You open up your app and you buy coffee and you get some coins, or I don't know, or tokens or points.
What's happening with the Starbucks app? Educate us, please.
I mean, I think it's just like a rewards thing you can sign up for. Actually, I haven't done it personally, but I think it's with Polygon, there's no like gas fees or anything. But I don't know the specifics. I'm sure I could pull up an article.
I was watching a TikTok video recently about Domino's in Russia. They said, "Oh, crazy promotion! Whoever tattoos the Domino's logo on them, free pizza for life." And they definitely underestimated how willing were the people to tattoo the Domino's logo on them for free pizza.
That's reckless.
It was very funny. A lot of people got creative. They incorporated in other designs. You couldn't even see it. It was so fun. But yeah, that's. I really love the idea of mixing NFTs and physical goods that we use daily, even though it doesn't make sense. But imagine that, people by knowing you, they can, like, for example, look at your wardrobe. If you are one of those guys that are flexing clothes, well, it can have other uses as well, because you can, these clothes that you're buying in real life, they can come with like items that you can wear online as well. So I think there is a lot to to be explored there, like especially with food. I think there is a lot of fun to be had with NFTs and food.
Yeah. Yeah, but also with the CBDCs, maybe also a few scary things. Like, food is one essential need we have to have. And it's if you think not from a Western side, but from a third world side, is okay, let me just get this tattoo. Why not? I get food for life. Cool, I'll do it. Not knowing what this tattoo, it's quite an easy decision to make. And same with like if the government, I don't know, in a third world country will be like,
Yeah, but the use case can be so wide, man. Like, imagine if you could like flash the restaurants you have eaten just in your wallet, because like you paid for them and you have like the NFT receipt. I don't know, for the people who care about it, I mean, it would matter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or if you want to check all the restaurants you ate in the last 5 years, you have them in one wallet. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's fun and
You never
scary
know.
at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know how this is going to evolve. I don't know if anybody else has any questions, guys. Just raise your hands. I'll lift you up on stage. Espresso, I don't know if you have any more questions before we start wrapping up slowly.
No more questions. But that was good conversation.
Thank you, sir. BTNK, what are you looking forward to? What is 2023 bringing for you? What conferences are you attending? Where are we going to meet you again?
Yeah, a lot of things happening in my private life, in a sense. I was at NFT Paris now. Maybe going visit in Lisbon in June. I'm not sure. Maybe London again, but I'm not going to New York in April now. So a lot of things in private life. So I'm getting married this year. Also, just moved locations
Congrats.
to a new apartment last week. So a lot of, and job wise as well. So a lot of things going on the non-crypto side. So
Nice, man. Exciting. Well, we are going to New York,
oh,
so
nice.
everybody here is invited. Hit me up, guys. We will hook you up with an amazing invite. It's gonna be a great event, and we are so excited. We spent so much time putting it together. We have regulars. We have Foot Masku, Red Lions, Joy, Masna. It's going to be, and Ray, of course. It's going to be an amazing event. We're looking forward to. But I'm going to also go to Lisbon. I will travel there a bit earlier to put together another event. So it's going to be great if we can meet you in Lisbon
Yeah,
and hang out on our event.
definitely.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, BTNK. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. We have another amazing spaces coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a PunksTalk. Lana Moore is joining us to chat about his project, Focus Block, and the crazy story with the bat and Anonymous. And right after that, we have a space with Reader One, our art drop artist this week and DJ. So it's going to be really, really cool. Friday, we have a Sig Talk with Barcela, the CEO, and Fuck Render. So very heavy program. The Gazette is breaking records. Just go mint it. 0.01 and you get the Gazette and an amazing art drop by Reader One. Thanks everyone for listening. Have a wonderful evening. Take good care. Bless and love. Bye bye.
Cheers.